Hello my dear students, welcome back to my Chemistry 1 class. Look, these pictures. These pictures are very known to you. Look, this is the electronic distribution of oxygen atom where the electrons are distributed in different orbits surrounding nucleus. You know this is a periodic table and where in periodic table the elements are arranged according to their atomic number and also it is based on electronic configuration. This is an electronic configuration chart where the electronic configuration of chlorine is shown and the electrons are distributed in different orbitals. Look, there is a common thing in these pictures. Can you tell which is this? The common thing is electronic configuration. That is the root of inorganic chemistry. Today, in this session, we will learn about electronic configuration. So, at first, we have to know what is electronic configuration and how this electronic configuration is done, or what is the base of this electronic configuration. Electronic configuration, you know, electronic configuration is the arrangement of electrons in different orbit and orbital surrounding nucleus. The arrangement of the electrons in different orbitals is called electronic configuration or electron distribution in an atom. Electrons are distributed in different orbitals like SPDF. You know there are 3p orbitals, 5d orbitals and 7f orbitals. And these orbitals have equal amount of energy. That means the 3p orbitals, px, py and pz, they have equal energy. So these three orbitals are called degenerate orbitals. In the same way, the 5d orbitals, they have equal amount of energy and 7f orbitals, they have also equal amount of energy. And these orbitals are called degenerate orbitals. So what is degenerate orbitals? Orbitals that have same energy level are known as degenerate orbitals. S orbital, it is only one orbital, so s orbital is not degenerate orbitals. Other p orbitals, d orbitals and f orbitals, they are degenerate orbitals. Now, electronic configuration are based on three principles. Electrons are distributed themselves in different energy levels by following some rules. These are Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund's rule, and Aufbau principle. Today in this session, we will learn about these three principles. So, at first, Pauli's exclusion principle. In Bengali, Pauli's বর্জন নীতি. What is Pauli's exclusion principle? The Pauli's exclusion principle states that in an atom, no two electrons can have the same four electronic quantum numbers. In an atom, there are many electrons can be, but if you take any two electrons and if you calculate the four quantum numbers for these two electrons, you will see that at least one of them will be different. All the quantum numbers will not be same. This is Pauli's exclusion principle. As an orbital can contain a maximum of only two electrons, the two electrons must have opposite spins. This means if one is assigned an up spin, that means clockwise direction plus half, the other will be down spin. that means minus half. Suppose in 1s orbital, there are 2 electrons. So if we count the 4 quantum numbers for these 2 electrons, 1s1 and 1s2, the principal quantum number, the secondary quantum number and magnetic quantum number, all of them are equal for these 2 electrons. But spin quantum number, this must be different. One will be plus half and another will be minus half. That means Pauli's exclusion principle is the values of 4 quantum numbers of 2 electrons in an atom cannot be identical. At least one value must be different. Electrons in the same orbital have the same first 3 quantum numbers that I have told. That means n equal 1, L equal 0 and m equal 0 for the 1s subshell. But in 1s subshell, there are only 2 electrons can have, and these 2 electrons have different spin quantum number, and they are minus half and plus half. Now look. As you can see, the 1s and 2s subshells for beryllium atoms can hold only 2 electrons, and when filled, the electrons must have opposite spins. Beryllium, the electronic configuration of beryllium is 1s2, 2s2. So, in 1s orbital there are 2 electrons, in 2s orbital there are also 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons have opposite spin. If their spin is in same direction, then they will have the same 4 quantum numbers. That will be in violation of the Pauli's exclusion principle. That is impossible. Look, this is the electronic configuration of beryllium. 1s, 2s. 1s, there are 2 electrons and they are opposite in direction, upward and downward. But in 2s orbital, there are 2 electrons and both they have upward spin. So this is in violation of Pauli's exclusion principle, and this electronic configuration is wrong. It will not correct. The correct electronic configuration will be 2s2 and 2s1. These 2 electrons have opposite direction. Again, if we take the example of second and fourth electrons of beryllium, that means 1s2 electron and 2s2 electrons. If we take the example of these 2 electrons, then we will see that their spin quantum number is same, both are downward. 1s and 2s, that means their magnetic quantum number and secondary quantum number is also same, but their principal quantum number 1 is, so its principal quantum number is 1, and 2s, its principal quantum number is 2. So the principal quantum number is different here. In this way, if you count for any 2 electrons the 4 quantum numbers, you will see that at least one quantum number will be different. 2 or 3 quantum numbers also can be different, but at least one must be different. Look, for 1s2, n equal 1, L equal 0, m equal 0 and s equal minus half. For 2s2, n equal 2, L equal 0, m equal 0 and s equal minus half. So, their secondary quantum number, magnetic quantum number and spin quantum number all are same, but their principal quantum number is different. So, we can tell that Pauli's exclusion principle is supported by all the atoms. Now, our second principle, that is Hund's rule. Hund's rule states that every orbital in a sublevel is singly occupied before any orbital is doubly occupied. Hund's rule is applicable for degenerate orbitals. In degenerate orbitals, their energy is equal. So, when electrons will go to any degenerate orbitals, at first they will be singly occupied by one electron, and after occupying by one electron, then they will be doubly occupied. And another thing is, all of the electrons in singly occupied orbitals have the same spin. So, Hund's rule, we can tell that the electrons will distribute themselves in different degenerate orbitals in such a way that maximum number of electrons will remain in unpaired state with spin of same direction. For example, the electronic configuration of nitrogen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. That means this degenerate orbital 2p, there are 3 electrons, and you know in p orbital there are 3 orbitals, px, py and pz. So when electrons will go, then every orbital will hold 1 electron. Without fulfilling any orbital, without going any degenerate orbital, electron will not fulfill the other orbital. Here look, 1s2, so 2 electrons in opposite direction, 2s2 also 2 electrons in opposite direction, and 2p3, px, py and pz, at first 1 electron will go to every electron. After going in every degenerate orbital, then electron will go to again px orbital, but it will not be that px2 and py1, px1, py1 and pz1. This is Hund's rule. We will see some more examples. If we see the electronic configuration of oxygen, then oxygen has 8 electrons, and the electronic configuration of oxygen can be written as 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. That means among these 8 electrons, the first 2 electrons will pair up in the 1s orbital. Then the next 2 electrons will pair up in the 2s orbitals, and there are 4 electrons left, which must be placed in the 2p orbitals. Now, according to Hund's rule, all orbitals will be singly occupied before any is doubly occupied. So, when 3 electrons will go to 3 degenerate orbitals of p subshell, then 1 electron will be left, and this electron will be gone to px orbital with opposite direction. Look, this is an electronic configuration of oxygen where 1s has 2 electrons, 2s has 2, and there are 4 electrons. So at first electron go to px, second electron py, and third electron pz, but their direction is in same. And the fourth electron of 2p subshell, it again comes to px orbital with opposite direction. Now look, this is also the electronic configuration of oxygen, but here the 4 electrons of p subshell, they are gone to in px orbital 2 and py orbital 2, but pz orbital is vacant. This is also the electronic configuration of oxygen where the 4 electrons go to px in px2, py1 and pz1, but their direction is not same. First electron go to upward, second electron upward, but third electron which has gone to pz orbital, it is downward. So it is also wrong. So which electronic configuration of oxygen is followed by Hund's rule? This one, because here the electrons at first go to 3 degenerate orbitals of p subshell and the fourth electron comes to px orbital with opposite direction. But these two are wrong. Now our third principle, Aufbau principle, that is also called Aufbau rule. It states that in the ground state of an atom or ion, electrons fill atomic orbitals of the lowest available energy levels before occupying higher levels. That means, Aufbau principle, we can tell, in an atom, the electrons occupy different orbitals according to their increasing energy levels. That means, electrons first fill up the more stable orbital of lowest energy, then gradually the orbitals of higher energy level. So, Aufbau principle that tells that electrons will go to lower energy level, then it will go to higher energy level. After fulfilling the lower energy level, it will go to higher energy level. Now, how will you calculate the energy level of different orbitals? There is a rule to calculate the energy level of different orbital, that is called N plus L rule. So, Aufbau principle is also called N plus L rule. That means principal quantum number plus secondary quantum number rule. The energy of different orbitals can be calculated from the value of N plus L of those orbitals. For example, for 3d orbital, 3d N plus L, N is 3, and for d orbital L is 2. So, N plus L value equal 5. For 4s orbital, N plus L, 4 plus 0. For s orbital, secondary quantum number is 0. So, it comes 4. And for 4p orbital, N plus L equal 4 plus, for p orbital, L is 1. So, it again comes 5. Now, among these three orbitals, 3d, 4s and 4p, what is the energy level of these three orbitals? Whose energy is the highest and whose energy is the lowest? The N plus L value is more, the orbital has the more energy. So, here the 3d and 4p orbital both have N plus L value 5. Now, how will you calculate? If the N plus L value for two orbitals is equal, then you will see the value of N. Here, the value of N for 4p is 4 and for 3d is 3. This is more, so the energy of 4p is more than the energy of 3d. And 4s, its N plus L value is 4, so it has the lowest energy. So the gradation of energy will be 4p, 3d, then 4s. 4p has the highest energy, 3d then, and 4s has the lowest energy. The energy of different orbitals also can be calculated by another way. That is this. If you arrange the orbitals in this way and if you cut them, then you will get an energy level. Look, when the orbitals are cut by this way, then their energy level is 1s, it is the lowest energy, then 2s, then you will go in this way, 2p, then 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s, 5f, 6d, 7p, 8s. This is the gradation of different orbitals according to their energy level. And in this way, by making the serial of different orbitals, you can easily do the electronic configuration of any element. So dear students, today we have learned about the three principles which will be helpful for doing the electronic configuration. In this session, we will not do any electronic configuration. The next class, we will do the electronic configuration by following these three principles. And also we will see the deviation of these rules. So, dear students, today up to this. So, thank you everyone. Goodbye to all.